Good morning, traders. Steve Ganz here. I've got another trade in our Start to Finish series. Again, these are paper trades designed to show you conceptually how different options trades work. If you like this sort of content, please make sure that you like and subscribe. That's most helpful. And this particular trade is going to be on Apple. As you may know, Apple announced earnings last week, and their earnings sparked some, I guess I would call it maybe fear in the market for Apple. They had a sizable sell-off. They had been trading close to $200. Now they're about $179. So that's almost a 10% drop in a matter of a couple days. Now, what's interesting, at least in my opinion, about this drop is that this drop falls from a technical standpoint right here to where, let me get this back, to where there is what I would call some support. This had been a previous high, and then Apple sold off that for quite a while, chopped around. Then they came back to that previous high, finally popped through it on a given day, then pulled back, and then took off from there. So this is a somewhat logical support area for Apple. They've sold off over the past 1, 2, 3, 4 days on very high volume. Many times that volume will tell us that all of the what we call weak hands have in fact flushed out at this point. So what's my premise on this trade? My premise on this trade is that Apple has sold off. It's probably not going to drop significantly lower in the near future. That said, there's also enough fear in the market that a lot of people are buying puts. So what do I want to do? Well, I want to be the guy to sell them this 180 put because a premium is being paid for this. They're paying $300 right now for this 180 short put. Now, I don't want the total risk that comes with just selling that short put, because if I'm wrong and Apple continues down and they end up, down here at 170 or something like that, I mean, I'm down $600-700. If it drops further, I'm down $1,100. That's really just not a risk that I want to necessarily take. Now, me personally, I wouldn't have a problem with that because I'm okay if I get to buy Apple at 180. In that case, I could kind of treat this like the start of a wheel where I sell that 180 put, taking the chance that, yes, it's going to get put to me at 180, but I sold that for $3, which means it would really get put to me at 177. But that's not the strategy here today. The strategy here today is I'm not trying to necessarily take ownership of 100 shares of Apple stock. I'm just putting on a trade when the opportunity presents itself. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to buy this 175, and I'm buying this 175 for $1.22. So the difference between that is approximately $1.80 or $180 in potential profit. That is my net credit that I'll be taking in. So I'll be taking in around 182. That will be my max profit in this trade. My max risk, however, is about $318 right now. So I do have to recognize that. If Apple doesn't stall here, if Apple does continue lower, I could in fact be up for $320 in potential loss in this trade. Now, this trade has a 57% chance of profit based on the math, but this is where I try to put in just a little extra knowledge here, and that's based on, again, just the basic math. That is not factoring in that Apple is what many people might perceive as a technical support level. And keep in mind, it doesn't make any difference what I personally feel about this support level. What I'm looking for when I'm looking at a support level is I'm looking to see, is it something other traders would see? Would other traders also potentially recognize this as a support level and a place to buy Apple? If other people are likely to see that too, the more people that see that, the more people that recognize it, the more likely it is to be true or to play out. So again, I'm okay with this risk to reward. I got a 58% chance of profit. I've also got that little maybe that little edge, if you might call it, in my reading of a chart as well. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save this trade. This is a bull put spread in Apple. So I'm going to save this trade, and we will call this start to finish. And bull put spread. And we'll see what happens with this from here as to how we might treat this or adjust it, or maybe just look for a certain amount of profit and take the trade off. Not sure exactly how we'll play that out yet, but we'll watch this for the next week or so. I will share the link with everyone in the link below as well. Again, please like, subscribe, give me any comments or ideas down below. I do try to answer questions as well as best I can. So I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks so much, everyone.